Hello and welcome back to another episode of Internal Rambles. This is your girl, Rochelle. If you are new, welcome. And if you're returning, thank you for tuning back in. Internal Rambles is a very eclectic podcast. You can get me pretty much wherever you get your podcast content. Also at the official site, which is internalramblespodcast.com. I talk about everything from my life, career, trending entertainment topics, etc. My normal episodes releases every Thursdays, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. My bonus content, which could include the male perspective with G.O. and also my reality show recaps. Those are not on any set schedule. They release whenever I am able to get them out to you. And today we're back with another bonus episode continuing to recap and review Ready to Love Dallas. So let's get into the recap of the second episode of Ready to Love. Alrighty, so the second episode picks back up where the first episode leaves off. They did not announce which male was getting voted off of the show by the women, and so we learned that the women decided that Brandon was not ready to love. And if you remember, Mr. Brandon was the male that had only been divorced for 6 months. He actually married his wife twice and divorced her twice, and he has 4 children, and they decided that was too much for them, and I understand that. It sounds like Brandon needs a little bit more time to focus on himself, focus on them children, and then maybe a little bit down the line he'll be ready to love. So they voted Brandon off. Now unfortunately that meant that Habibi was still there. So they did not vote Habibi off, and so he's still going to be there with his foolishness. And we'll get more into that later on. But yes, Brandon was the male that was voted off. So then they get into nephew Tommy. Mr. Tommy Miles has a brunch for the singles so they can continue to mingle and get to know each other. And so a little bit that happened at the brunch with the singles. Marvin discloses, Marvin is the erotic author, that he indeed is into S&M as I predicted. He alluded to it, that he was into dominance, and, he didn't really get into it. He did share that he was an erotic author, but he let it all hang out. And he shared with one of the, I think more than one woman, that he is into it all. He's into restraints, flogging, the whole 9. And I knew it. I said, he was trying to be coy about it, but I knew. I said, yeah, he into all the freaky deakiness. So one of the women was like, you know what, child, that's not for me. Like, I had to really be into you and just really, like, I don't even know what it would take for me to want to get down like that. But there was one woman who's like, it's just something about him. He's just so dominating. He's just so masculine. Yeah, child. He told you he's into all that. He is a dominant. He's into dominant behavior, and that's what it is. Like, there's not something about him. He done told you what's about him. And so he's all like, I love the way that she's just so shy, and it's just like, child, he done found his prey. I'm sorry. So Unique is the one that she's a TV producer, is the one that's like, yeah, I think I might be into it. Okay. Also at the brunch, Red confronts Unique because she was the one who told him at the initial mixer, the first episode, that she believes that he has a thought job. He's a comedian and I think a DJ or something like that. And so he confronts her and pretty much tells her that he did not appreciate her comment, that he, this is his career, he makes good money, and that he doesn't really understand how she could say that he has thought job and that they're in the same industry. Like, he's a comedian and a DJ and she's a TV producer. Like, they're in the same entertainment industry. So he says to her, like, so does that mean that we both fighting because we're in the same industry? And she did not like that. But I can understand, why, A, why you coming for me, and B, we in the same industry. That's like if she was a nurse and he was a doctor, for example, and she was saying he had a thought job. Y'all both in the medical field. You all right? So she definitely took that personally, even though it was the same thing that she did to him. And she was just like, I'm just not going to deal with Red. I don't like him. And he was being disrespectful. And You started it. I'm not saying that his approach was the best or anything, but she was rude and disrespectful first. And he just returned the energy. Like, sometimes you got to keep I'm not saying this is the rightest thing to do. But sometimes, when people are being disrespectful or whatever, sometimes you gotta keep that same energy, like, to show them, sometimes I can show you better than I can tell you. So not saying it was the best approach, but literally he just did the same thing. He turned it up a notch or 3. But, so anyways, pretty sure they're not a connection. Later in the episode, the singles, they split off and they have some group dates. And in one of the group dates, 2 of the women kind of compete for Red. Speaking of Red, I want to get their names right. So Kira and Janelle compete for Red. They feeling him, and Janelle gets very jealous that she does not like the fact that Red was showing a lot of affection or just more interest. He was just flirty with her. They went to, like, I would say it's like a bar. There was like darts and pool and like something kind of like bowling. Like, it was something called like bowling football. I don't even know what it was. So and I guess, she did well, or she got like a strike or something, and he like picked her up, and she was just like, I'm here, why would he give her all this attention? So she did not like that. Also on this group date, unfortunately, Habibi was there. And he admits that he is basically a habitual cheater. He just says it very matter-of-factly, like, yep, I be cheating. I done some cheating and I be cheating. He's so immature. I can't remember how old. I don't have my previous notes. I want to say he's early 30s. He really act like he 21. And that's just kind of being great. That's giving him some grace and being kind. He acts very immature. And, one of the women is like, I appreciate the honesty. Okay, that's one way to look at it. But he just, when he, like, if you could look up no filter in the dictionary, he would just be like the poster child of just like, have some tact. I don't even know. And he's like, yeah, my girlfriend wasn't giving me oral sex, so I just had to cheat on her. And I was just like, okay. He's like, but I learned from that. But yeah, I be cheating though. I do be cheating. I have cheated. And it's weird to watch because it just shows his immaturity. Like, in one respect, he says, I learned from it. But then he was just like, yeah, I be cheating. Like, so did he really learn from it? I don't know. I don't know. The other group date, Eris invites Jessica, Sierra, Clinton, Herbert, and Chris to her home for some small, I don't know, hors d'oeuvres, maybe you want to call it, and some drinks. Sierra, she's kind of feeling Herbert. She's really flirty with him. And she shares that she has been abstaining from the horizontal boogie for about a year, and that she's really proud of that. And the others were like, yeah, that's really something to be proud of. But Herbert, in his little diary confessional thing, whatever you call it, he was like, I don't know about being with someone that I can't have sex with. That would just be a challenge. Chris is kind of sections off from everyone, and he's talking to Jessica, and I believe he's Nigerian. We'll go with that. And she asks him, like, I overheard you previously talking, can you tell me more about like arranged marriages? You were talking about that. And so basically he shares that, in his culture and his family, like, his siblings have had arranged marriages, that he was supposed to have an arranged marriage, but that he, pretty much told his family that he didn't want that he wanted to be able to find his wife. And he shared, like, they were sending him pictures, like, choose which wife you want. And that they even at one point like sent him pictures of twins. And it was like, which twin you want? But, he's like, I love my family, but I had to, make choices for my life. And they were initially not, supportive of it. But I think he said that they've come around and have accepted his decision not to continue with, what's a part of his culture. And that, he's just going to find his own wife. So that was that. And then Airris and Clinton were discussing, and Clinton's like, I just want to talk to you because I just need to know if this is an issue for you. I am 10 years younger than you. I think he's 33 and I'm guessing, so she must be 43. And, is this an issue that I'm, kind of significantly younger than you? Are you okay with dating a younger man? And I think she pretty much says she's okay with it. Like, she's like, you're not a child. So, she's okay with seeing how things go. So that was that. Those two group dates. And then more Habibi, right? Because, you just need a little more. No, you don't. You really don't. Habibi and Ciara go on a date. And at first it was going fine, Ciara's like, I really like his vibe. I like, the only thing that she really likes about him is that she finds him funny. Like, they have similar humor. So she's telling a story about her mom. She says, I'm really close with my mom. I talk to her every day. And she was telling like a funny story about like when they were like eating and like, basically. And then, he's like, oh man, your mom ain't SHIT, and I think he was trying to be funny, but she was like, don't talk about my mom. Like, don't say that about my mom. Like, that's not funny. You don't know my mom. Like, that's not a joking thing to say about my mom. So it's just like, when I say like he has no filter, like he's just, like, I think, when you know someone and, you may be like, oh yeah, your mom was tripping, but I just think like when you don't know someone, it's just like, you have to be mindful of how you talk about someone's family, but also like their parent, who she literally just said, like, I'm very close with my mom, like, and it just like flew. Like, he was like, you really upset? Yeah, bruh. Like, you're not funny. You're not as funny as you think you are, but the way he says things is just so crazy. It's just like, you all right? So anyways, this week the women are empowered to send one man home, and as they are discussing who they are not feeling, child, Ready to Love almost turns into Love and Hip Hop. Because Janelle and, I want to get the right name, Tequila, they almost get into a fight. Like, one of them, I think it was Tequila, she gets up and, we could do this if you really want. And the only reason why men like you is because your skin color. I mean, like, they were not playing. Like, security had to come up and like separate the women. And I'm like, and they were fighting about Habibi. The most disrespectful, childish, immature one. And first of all, why y'all fighting over Habibi? Well, no, first of all, why y'all fighting? A. Why y'all fighting over the worst one? B. And then y'all just got there. This is episode 2. Like, you can't have caught no feelings for nobody. 3. Like, what is the problem? Y'all alright? I guess Tequila's the only one that really, really likes him, and he just misunderstood. You just don't understand him, child. Ain't nobody trying to understand him. he got some growing up to do, because Janelle, the reason why Janelle doesn't like him is because she shares that off camera he made a really disrespectful comment to her, like sexual comment to her, like about, ooh, next time I see you, I'm going to be sucking on your, you can fill in the blanks. And Tommy Miles gets very upset. He's like, that is unacceptable. If anything happens like that, please let me know. We do not tolerate disrespect here. Like, he's just a child. He's ridiculous, ignorant. I mean, I can keep going. So the fact that, Janelle has a real legit reason why she don't want Habibi to be there and why she not feeling him. And he just misunderstood. Nah. If he go, I need to go. Child, why you knucking and bucking about this man you just met 2 seconds ago? I don't even think they went on a single date yet. They went on a group date. But she really like my man over this dude she just met. Sorry. Anyways, let's move forward. The bottom two was Habibi. Okay. And Red, the women just feel like they're not connecting to him. One woman was just like, he feels like a colleague, not someone I'm wanting to date. And the one lady, I think Unique, don't like him. But ultimately, Habibi was the one that was sent home. And understandably so. He has been disrespectful to multiple women. He's rubbed multiple women the wrong way. He's childish. He needs to grow up. And this show is not for him. And I don't think he's ready to love. I think he's just ready to play around. And I said that the first episode, and I still say that now. And that's that. And that is my recap of episode 2. Despite Habibi's foolishness, I do think it's going okay so far. People are connecting. I don't see any standout couples thus far, or potential strong connections, but the season is still young. So we will see what continues to happen on Ready to Love Dallas. I haven't been keeping up with in other reality show news. I haven't been keeping up with Married at First Sight. I have not watched since the Decision Day episode, so I haven't seen like the bonus episodes they've been doing. I haven't watched the reunion. I haven't watched the Where Are They Now. I have no idea what's going on. I did see that a rumor that potentially the next season might be in Dallas. I don't know if that's been confirmed or announced, or I don't know. So I don't know anything. I do want to watch at least the Where Are They Now. I don't know if I want to go back and see all those other, I don't know. Maybe I should watch the reunion at least and Where Are They Now. But those other bonus episodes, I don't know if I have the patience to watch that. And then I saw like a clip of like Dr. Pepper and Pastor Cal, yeah, I know I love him, I don't know if that's a show, if it's just on YouTube. I saw the clip on YouTube. They're like watching the show and giving their thoughts on the show. So I thought that's cute. I'm telling you, the darn Married at First Sight must be such a cash cow, because they will draw out a season and give you as much bonus content as possible. You thought it was over. You thought the season was over. No, we got more episodes. We got the Where Are They Now after 6 months, after 9 months. We got the cast, looking at the cast on the couch. We got what do? They do like the show where, after they've been, the couples after they've been together, and they do that show. We got the experts doing this. I mean, they like, y'all watch it, we gonna do it. Like oh my gosh. Anyways, so that's that. Really appreciate all of y'all for listening. Please, if you didn't listen to my first recap of the first episode, go back to that. Listen to my previous episodes of anything if you haven't. And be on the lookout, like I have been announcing, that I hopefully will get the final release date for the next episode of Male Perspective with G.O. Hopefully I will announce that this coming Thursday, which is, I think Thursday's date is the 20th. Yes, that should be the 20th. So hopefully on July 20th, I'll be able to have a release date, a firm release date for the next episode of Male Perspective with my good friend G.O. Thank you for listening today. Take care of yourselves. And until next episode, this is your girl, Rochelle.